Good evening, Lake Orion. The Dark Knight Rises is out in theaters everywhere. I'm your host, Anthony Taorminas. No Ian Weatherspoon this week, and I am Between Taorminas. Hello again. Sam, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. You know what I mean? I'm doing well.
Wonderful.
What about you?
Wonderful. Notice no Ian Weatherspoon this week
Yeah.
in a Skoda.
Yes, sadly.
You know, probably again on another vacation, his second time in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, well.
Oh, well.
Well, we got plenty of topics to cover today. We've got the Tigers,
Yep.
big series coming up against the White Sox. We got a little bit of NFL jailbirds.
Yep.
And then we've got SEC Media Day and also some call-outs.
Yes, I love the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do.
Let's go around our first topic, which is the Tigers.
Okay.
Big series coming up with the White Sox. The Tigers are a game and a half.
Yep.
They're on a roll.
Yep. 10
Winning
to 12.
12. Took 3 out of 4 against the Angels of Anaheim. Glenn Miller is right now on the money in terms of his projection of the Tigers going to win.
Well, let's look at it here. Let's look at it here with the Tigers. I mean, like, they basically, like, they are who we thought they were. They've averaged 5 runs the last 12 games. You know, I mean, like, they've started to turn the corner offensively. Defensively, they still got some concerns. Big series with Chicago, because even though we're seeing Chicago's 2 top pitchers, you know, and what kind of helped last night was Cody Ross, a Boston Red Sox, hitting a game-winning 3-run bomb to beat Chicago.
Well, do you also think, too, that Chicago might be looking to ride off the humiliation in Boston?
Well, with Chicago, I mean, like, you got to look at it with, you know, they're sending their top 2 pitchers, TV and
Right.
Sale, this weekend. I mean, like, and then, like, with Chicago, you know they can still hit. They got Diaza, Tank, Dunn, Paulie, Alexei. I mean, like, it's going to be an interesting time to see how the Tigers can do.
What about Konerko and Uke?
Yeah, it's Paulie, I said. Uke, I forgot to mention Uke. I mean, like,
Euclid didn't play last night.
no, but, you know, but Chicago's still going to be a very dangerous team.
Well, if you look at the matchups going into, obviously, one guy that I think has really gotten hot lately has been Brennan Bosch. What do you think about his performance?
Well, Brendan Bosch is an on and off again hitter. I mean, like, you know, I mean, like, the moment he goes on a cold spell, I think the Tigers are in trouble.
So you think Brennan Bosch is the key to this Tigers' success?
Yes. Well, you got Cabby, you got Cabrera, Prince, you got, you know what I mean, like, you know, but where are you going to get? But also, I think the key in the series is going to be Austin Jackson. You know what I mean? Because Jackson has been a Sox killer. You know what I mean? If you get him on base, it usually starts the Tigers' offense.
Well, do you think that, well, if you look at the hitters, or the starting hitters for the Tigers and the White Sox, both of them seem to establish their teams very early. Do you think that whomever's starting hitter gets if they get their team established going, they're going to have their team?
Well, the key here is I think in this series, I'm going to be honest, is from Chicago, it's Adam Dunn. Because, you know, Dunn's had a great year for Chicago, but
That he has.
you know, and then of course you got Paul Konerko. But if Dunn, it's going to be either Dunn or Konerko against Prince and Cabby. If one of those 2 combinations heats up, you know what I mean, that's going to be the key winning the series.
What about the pitchers duel tonight? You've got Verlander versus Peavy. You got Porcello going on Saturday
Against
Sale, and then Sunday you've got
Jake Turner scares me, especially on Sunday, because like
he got rocked.
He got rocked by LA. I mean, like, if you look at it with LA, I mean, like, a lot of people are saying like Jake Turner's gonna be fine. Jacob Turner's gonna be fine. You know, it could be bad again because you're facing Chicago, and the division lead could be at stake.
Do you think though that this sparks the question: do you think the Tigers do anything at the deadline? Do you think they get a second baseman? Obviously, they've been in talks with the Marlins over Omar Infante.
I think they get him.
And
yes.
also, do you think they'll get a pitcher, another starting pitcher?
They have to get both. They have to get both because, like, I'm not sold Jacob Turner's here because, like, if you look at it with Jacob Turner, you know, a lot of people say, you know, it's one bad outing, but, you know, like, you can't put him in a situation where you're going against Chicago and you're going up against LA because, like, those are two good hitting ball clubs. You know, like, put him against a bad opponent, I think he'd do fine.
Do you think, though, if they had to choose one, if you had to choose one, what would it be? Second base or another pitcher?
Starting pitching, be honest with you. It's a complete change in what I've been saying, but, you know, they got to get another arm.
I disagree with you. I think it's going to be second base. They need another hitter. Obviously, we've proven Ryan Rayburn can't be trusted.
Right.
Danny Wirth, though, he had a really good series against the Angels. He, you know, he's proven that you can't, you know, what are you going to get from him? Santiago's been inconsistent, though, but he has, you know, when he is hot, he does well. But, I mean, you need to have stability in that second base, and I don't think that the Tigers are focusing on that second base.
Well, the pitching's got to be an issue because, like, you know, you can move Porcel down the 5 to that 5th starter's role, and then, like, you basically need, like, I can see a Matt Garza or Ryan Dempster maybe coming to Detroit, you know what I mean? But remember, let's not forget Dave Dombrowski made a surprise trade last year,
yes,
bringing in Doug Fister. Would end up paying huge dividends for the Tigers.
Yes, yeah, that was, you know. But do you expect him to make a move here?
Yes.
You do expect it?
Yes. Next week we'll probably be talking about maybe a new starting pitcher, maybe a new second base, maybe.
Well, going into this series, what do you think is going to happen? Do you see the Tigers taking 2 or 3? Do you see the Tigers sweeping? Do you see the White Sox taking the series? Do you see your boy Hawk Harrison going, putting the ball of OES? Do you see Mario Impemba celebrating one of those happy calls with Rod Allen?
I can see Mario Impemba's team taking 2 or 3 against the Hawks team here because, like, if you look at it, Tigers are at home.
Yep.
And I think that, you know, and of course, let's look at it here. Chicago's 2 or 3 at home. The Tigers have took 2 or 3 at home. You know, I mean, like, I can see it being happening again 2 or 3.
So you think,
I think Mario Impemba's going to be celebrating over the Hawk.
You think the Tigers are going to take 2 or 3? Obviously, as I've said to you before, winning series is critical. This series, obviously being a division rival, the Tigers have got to win the series, and they got to keep winning series because if they keep winning series, they're going to win the Central.
Yeah, but the Tigers still got a brutal schedule after stretch. You got to play Boston. They got to play
right.
They got to play Cleveland. They got to play you know, Chicago.
Cleveland is slowly but surely.
They still got to play New York too. You know what I mean? They got to play Boston and New York. That's not going to be easy. So got to play LA one more time. I mean, like, it's not going to get any easier if you're the Tigers.
Okay, so going forward, what do you expect from the Tigers?
Get another starting pitcher, and then get some, and then of course, you know, let's see what happens with Boston and the you know, and the rest of that division.
I think the Tigers are going to be just fine. As I said before, they just got to keep winning series.
Let's not forget they're tied for the wild card right now.
Right, and obviously the wild card.
That's going to be a nightmare.
But I think we both think the Tigers are going to win the Central.
Well, yeah, I think so.
I mean, obviously they're tied for the wild card right now, but we're looking at them winning the Central.
Maybe.
You know,
see what happens.
All right, so we come back. We will be talking a little bit more of NFL in the jailhouse, and also we're going to talk a little bit of SEC here on Between Taorminas on ONTV.
Prescription drug abuse is a national epidemic. The new in way to obtain drugs is through parents' or grandparents' medicine chests. Removing prescriptions from your cabinet is the best way to keep drugs out of the hands of our young people. We've got to work together to protect our teens, our seniors, and our environment. Clean out your medicine cabinet today. Please participate in Operation Medicine Cabinet and drop off your unwanted or expired prescriptions at one of our law enforcement drop-off sites in Oakland County. We can't ignore this situation anymore.
Please remember that CFL bulbs, you know, those curly, energy-efficient light bulbs everybody is using to save electricity, shouldn't be thrown away in your trash. Neither should batteries or home medical sharps. You can check with your local community to see where they can be recycled. Some retailers will allow you to bring them in for recycling. You can also order simple kits online that allow you to collect your recyclables and simply mail them away to be properly recycled. This green tip was brought to you by your friends at Waste Management.
Welcome back to Between Taorminas on ONTV. Our next subject is going to be a little bit of a very interesting subject. Lately we talked about the Detroit Lions and their issues with the jailhouse.
All right.
Now it's the NFL. Please explain your reasonings for this.
Gee, I wonder why. So it's known as the jail bunnies. You know what I mean? This is what makes the NFL completely loses control of all its athlete stars. Because like if you look at it, nearly 3/4 of the Lions team is got arrested and like they're charged. I mean, like Nick Fairley, our boy, just got you know what I mean? He had a second arrest. You know what I mean? In Alabama. I mean, like Des Bryant.
Alabama.
Yeah, Des Bryant, who got arrested for
He's not a Lion.
No, but he's a Dallas Cowboy. Of course,
Right.
Marshawn Lynch got arrested for his third-time offense. You know what I mean? This has got to stop. Doesn't the NFL have rules for this? Doesn't Roger Goodell just say, I need to step in, I need to address these issues?
But do you think that the players should be held accountable for what they do? Because you notice, if you look at a lot of these crimes that they're committing, a lot of them are, quote, DUIs, driving under the influence. So do you think alcohol should be addressed in the NFL?
Yes, they make so much money. That's why they can afford alcohol. You know what I mean? But why in the world would you just say you look in here? I mean, you can't even just imagine to say they're making so much money. There's got to be eventually a clause in the contract that says something against alcohol, something against
Do you think there should be suspensions? Do you think there should be fines?
Yes.
I mean, the way that you look at it, like a first offense, you get off the warning. A second warning, you get a suspension or you get a fine.
One and done. One and done.
One and done. Why?
Because if you look at it here, I mean, because it has to stop. You know what I mean? Everybody's gonna be held accountable for their actions, even star players.
Do you think the NFL should take care of this, or do you think the team should take care of it?
This is a team and league matter, but I think you know what I mean. It just proves to me that the Lions can't control what's going on. You know what I mean? It's and the NFL's now starting to get affected. You know what I mean? Because its big stars are starting to get arrested and starting to get into some trouble. You know what I mean? They just got it. I think the NFL's got to install a one and done policy. Strike one, you're done.
But the players tend to see themselves as role models for the community. But if you look at what they're doing, a lot of the things that they're doing is wrong. They're not being good role models. Yes, they're apologizing, but you have to question the sincerity of the apology.
I question a lot of this sincerity here because, if you look at it, it doesn't mean that they're going to probably go out and do it again. You know what I mean? You see these players going to strip clubs at 3 in, just basically having a party and getting drunk. You know what I mean? It's not. It's basically saying it's why don't you just be like a normal citizen?
So you're saying that the players should be held accountable for what they do in their off time away from the practices.
Oh, of course, but I also think the team's got to get involved more, installing these policies.
But the thing is that does the team really have control of what a player does outside of the football field?
No, because if you really, if the player does something stupid, then they're gonna do something stupid, But they gotta understand, they gotta be mature. They have to mature themselves. You look at it here with the Lions case. I mean, half of that team is young. They haven't matured, and Jim Schwartz is. They're eventually gonna force Jim Schwartz's hand.
But do you think that I look at a player like Domkin Sue. Domkin Sue's gotten in trouble quite a bit of times.
Remember that Oregon incident?
Mm-hmm. And, you looked at how he went out and on camera, how he went out apologized to the Detroit fans.
Yeah.
You look at how a lot of people are tending to view the Lions. A lot of these analysts, including Stephen A. Smith, and they tend to view the Lions as
jailbirds,
as villains, as obviously these images of Lions players getting in trouble with the law. That's not going to help the Lions in terms of their team reputation.
No, it doesn't help the fact that they're doesn't help them in the long haul. But of course, it maybe helps them with their bad boy image. But it's just like
maybe
you're going. I mean, like you got Green Bay who's mocking the Lions about like their the fact that they had their run-ins with the loss. You know what I mean?
Share that story.
Of course, one of their players, of course, Green Bay. He said that
Clay Matthews.
Yes, he said that the Detroit Lions were considered jailbirds, and Steven Tulla, he ended up like defending the team. You know what I mean? Like just defending a team and telling like worry about your own problems. You know what I mean? And that's what I think all these teams have to worry about. You know what I mean? Because if you look at it, I don't know if it's a cultural thing in the NFL, but something's got to get cleaned up.
So the NFL. So you think the NFL needs to intervene, and that they need to set forth policies on the players?
Yes, they do.
So you don't.
But I know the Players Association is going to have to deal with it too. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Eventually the Players Association's got to handle it, but also I think that the teams have got to get more involved.
So you're saying it's both the team
and the NFL.
I'm saying, to be honest with you, that the team needs to take care of the issues first. And if the team doesn't take care of the issue, then it goes up to the league. It's like that higher power, like you've got the teams and you got the
but Lions have proven they haven't been able to. Heck, even Tom Malone, you know what I mean, got arrested. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like this is an organizational problem. I don't know what the heck William Clay Ford's thinking.
Who knows what he's thinking?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully the NFL. Of course,
you got Des Bryant and Marshawn Lynch's problems, you know what I mean, and other teams, you know what I mean? And Kenny Britt.
Yep. Well, hopefully the NFL can take care of their problems.
I don't think they will.
You don't think they will?
Nope, not even close.
Well, we'll settle that for another time. When we get back, we're going to have the SEC debate on Media Day, and what impacts that's had. Also call-outs. Here on Between Taorminas on ONTV.
3 students were in the hospital this past weekend.
2 honor roll students were hospitalized last night.
5 local students lost their college scholarships last night.
Another local high school student has passed away.
Another 3 dead.
Claimed the life of another local teenager.
The cause?
Alcohol.
Alcohol. I don't want to be another number.
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 I don't want to be just another number.
Prescription drug abuse is a national epidemic. The new in way to obtain drugs is through parents' or grandparents' medicine chests. Removing prescriptions from your cabinet is the best way to keep drugs out of the hands of our young people. We've got to work together to protect our teens, our seniors, and our environment. Clean out your medicine cabinet today. Please participate in Operation Medicine Cabinet and drop off your unwanted or expired prescriptions at one of our law enforcement drop-off sites in Oakland County. We can't ignore this situation anymore.
Welcome back to Between Taorminas on ONTV. Sammy, you enjoying this know-in?
It's peaceful.
Peaceful? We'll see what happens next week when you come back.
Yes.
Anyways, we got the SEC Media Day. What'd you think about that?
Oh, I love SEC Media Day. You got to look at it with the it's a beautiful setting. You get to see all the the SEC had 2 teams in there, Missouri and A&M entered the league. And then of course you always love to hear from what Nick Saban has to say, and then Les Miles over at Louisiana State, what he has to say. Mm-hmm. I mean, like it's fun and entertaining. You always get to see like how these coaches get to respond like any other media day. You know what I mean?
One controversy that came out of was Missouri's coach praised
Gary Pinkel.
Yep, he praised Joe Paterno. What do you think about that?
Well, at Missouri, I mean, it's just one incident. You know what I mean? One bad incident. You know, like I said last week. You know, I know a lot of people have a problem with what Gary Pinkel said. You know, but I really, you got to look at the good things that Joe Paterno did, but you got to look at, you know what I mean, and that's what I guess Pinkel was saying, and that's what got him under fire. But you got to look at it here. I mean, with Missouri, I don't have a problem with what he said. You know what I mean, but maybe it's like a part of the debate. You know what I mean, with Joe Pa, is he a good guy or made one bad mistake, or is he just an all-complete bad guy?
Obviously, with what we'll find out in the next few weeks is will the statue at Penn State be taken down? Will they do any more actions with Penn State? Will Penn State take the death penalty?
I think they will.
Well,
if you look at it with Alabama, Nick Saban made about Penn State should pay a tax
not
to
fair
benefit
to the students,
the victims. Yeah, but if it has to do something with the victims, you know what I mean, to get it done, you know what I mean, for the sake of the victims, Penn State's gonna be losing billions and billions of dollars. That's what I guess Nick Saban's saying here. I mean, why not do it? You know what I mean? Why not do it? I know people are going to disagree with it, but I know you didn't disagree with it, and I'll say your reasons. But, I think that, and of course, eventually Penn State, the Penn State saga, that also impacted this media day.
Right. Well, as I said, I am against any form of tax that I don't think students should pay to go to but that's just my opinion on that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, with the SEC, obviously a successful media day. Get to find out how the Big Ten does in their media day soon in the future.
Yeah, they're doing it next week. But if you want to know my projections in the SEC, it'll be Alabama going to win the West. In the East, I got Georgia. And, of course, Missouri be in the middle of the pack. And probably be second to last in the SEC West.
Okay. Well, we've got some call-outs this week, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, I don't have a call-out this week, but Sammy's got a couple, got 3 of them.
Well, the first one I'm going to do is on Colt First Take, I believe is what the show is called. The first one I'm going to call out is Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith. The reason why I ask about these two is that, they think they're above everybody else. You know what? You're not over everybody else. Because I can tell you what right now, you've made some mistakes in your life that I can't even compare to that, you say that you're above everybody else, you know what I mean, that you're like a Nostradamus and all that. Well, you're not Nostradamus. You're not Nostradamus. It's like, I view you, heck, I can debate you and I can still beat you in some sports topics. That's what I view you guys as. You view your opinions, you have your opinions, you guys are animated, but of course, what's it going to get you? I do support Stephen A. Smith's thing on the death penalty at Penn State, Skip Bayless, I do have some respect for you because he worked in Dallas, but some of your expertise, I disagree with, you know what I mean? And that's why you're on this list. So long. The next one I'm going to call out is the Chicago White Sox announcer who I love and adore, but not this 3-game series, and that's the Hawk, Ken Harrelson. Ken Harrelson, why? I love to hear you announce, go like, stretch, you can put on the board, yes. You see here with I hear you do it every single game. The only time I don't like is when you do it with the Tigers. Every time I watch the Tigers and Sox play, you know what I mean. I watch it. I flip it between WGN and Fox Sports Detroit.
Dang, Mario and Rod.
I hear Mario and Rod's take, and I hear the Hawks take. It's like when the Tigers score a home run, it's just like they're just absolutely quiet. He's absolutely silent. Hawk, I know you have some beef. You're a pro Sox guy. I understand that, and I respect that. But Hawk, I want you to come here on the show and we can debate. You know what I mean? I don't mind, you know what I mean? Just come from the south side of Chicago, come here. We could even invite Rod and Mario, you know what I mean? And we can have a nice little baseball discussion about, you know what I mean? We can have a nice little baseball discussion, you know what I mean? I'll be in it, you know what I mean? I would love it. I would enjoy it, you know? But Hawk, please, go easy, please. I know, please go easy, you know what I mean? We go like, stretch, you can put it on the ball, yes. Man, do I like that one. All right, and my third one I'm going to call out, and the guy who I think that is politically, you know what I mean? Like, I think he's in cahoots with Pat Caputo. And this guy here I'm going to call is, his name is Mike Stone. Mike Stone, what? You hype yourself up, you know what I mean? I see you on the radio. Do you have a clue what, I disagree with most of your expertise on radio with the Tigers. I disagree. I think you and Pat Caputo are in cahoots. I hear you announcing games at West Bloomfield, you know, and then like, you know, I see it from a basic standpoint of, okay, Mike Stone, I watch you on Channel 7. You have a segment with Stonehead. You know what I mean? For me, I'm going to call you the Stonehead because you disagree, because there's some things I disagree with you on that you have to tinkle. You know what I mean?
Tinkle.
Yes, tinkle.
Okay.
And then, like, you got to look at it here. Like, and here's why I think you're in cahoots with Pat Caputo. I think you have something against me. I think you have something against me. You know what I mean? Like, you tend to look at
Does Mike Stone even know you?
I think he does in a sense.
I know Pat Caputo does. Mike Stone, come on.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that those two would look good together. You know
we can agree that they're not the greatest, that Mike Stone is not the greatest announcer from what we saw at West Bloomfield last year.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, but, you know, Mike Stone, please, we're crying out loud. Mike Stone, I mean, like, you know, give me some, I mean, like, Mike Stone, just please, give me something to believe in. Give me something to say, like, I can agree with you on. I mean, because most of the things you say are almost pure negative. You know, they are. They are. Please. You come to the show, we can talk sports. You know what I mean? Come to the show. I'm inviting you to do that.
Wow. Those are three very, very good call-outs. On a serious note, though, I would like to encourage our fans to please pray for the victims of the Aurora, Colorado shooting that happened earlier today. One of the people that was killed was a sports journalist that was a very big hockey fan, very big Colorado Avalanche fan. Obviously, and also one message too, I would encourage you guys to continue with life, go to the movies, there'll probably be additional security.
Sporting events.
Or sporting events as well. Just continue on with life like it didn't happen. But yeah, please pray for the victims. Thank you. That concludes our episode for Between Taorminas this week. Join us next week. God bless. And love y'all.